Hello, everyone. Jim Admiral here with another episode of Modern Musings for the OverPower card game. It's been a long time since I posted a video. I've been so busy with playtesting and doing some writing. I actually just got a couple more big writing assignments, so I'm not sure how much more content I'll be able to get out in the next couple of months, but I will try to post videos as soon as I can. And I had some extra time today, so I'm going to go to a topic for modern overpower that people have been talking about, and conceptually, one of the really important things about playing a game of overpower is being able to protect your team. And of course, many characters have ways of essentially defending teammates. So many can defend themselves or teammates. And so today's video, we're going to go a little bit into what we call team defense. So if you've never played the game before, or if you're just returning, team defense, I'm describing it as a card that completely avoids an attack from another from your opponent. Okay. Shifts I decided to not include in here because shifts actually don't count as defenses in the new rules. They're their own thing. So I wanted to make sure to leave those out. And yeah, let's have a look at what we got. So I'm going to start this video with negates. Now I already have a video that I posted all about the different negates or sorry, let's talk first before negates. Let's talk about our any characters. Our any character suite. Obviously, there are tons of these available, but our any character suite has a lot of what I would call team defense, mostly because you can use them with any character that you have on your team. So, of course, we got the Merlin negate. Now, that's fairly situational, right? You can negate a special card attack that's coming at you. Is that the best use of a negate? Maybe, maybe not. I guess it depends what type of situation you're in. But we've got the Merlin negate. Of course, everyone should have a Freya in every single deck, right? It is a free avoid one attack for any character on your team, as long as they're on the front line, of course. Although, it is very valuable regardless of when you play it. You also have a couple of different avoids in your Cataclysm slot, and those are Fairy Protection and Heimdall. Now, I went back and forth a lot. I've chatted with Dave McMillan on this, and John Beresford the whole ride home from Ohio. We were debating these two cards. I think it really depends on what type of deck you want to run, of course. So Fairy Protection, super powerful. We call it a lockout, right? A lockout means that you avoid the attack entirely, and then also that character can no longer be attacked. Super useful if you want to keep a character around. You got a lot of specials left in the deck, or protecting your 8 power card person or power grid person. Whereas Heimdall, he allows you to avoid one special card attack. So that's very, very different than what both Freya and Fairy Protection can do, right? Because it's a lot more constrained, right? Whereas those two can allow you to avoid any attack. This one must be a special card. However, you get rewarded if you're able to do it. You are able to draw a card if you are able to avoid one special card attack. So that one card, so this card basically replaces itself and allows you to avoid an attack. So if you're up against Zorro or Three Musketeers or characters that just have a ton of different special card attacks, this thing goes up a lot in value. And also if you like just playing the card advantage route, you're gonna get attacked by a special card at some point, right? It might just be in any character 7, but this will allow you to avoid it and draw a card. And then the last any character that I pulled out that I consider a team avoid is Disorient Opponent. Sorry. This allows you to avoid one attack from a teamwork card, or target character has to discard teamwork card. So if you're trying to stall the battle out, you can make people discard their teamworks, but really it's best to use this defensively, right? So you can completely fizzle out an entire teamwork chain. And I like to try to hold this for the 6 any power teamworks because I know people are playing them. Using it to avoid a 4 feels a little bit bad. But if you are close to being Spectrum KO'd, it's completely reasonable to do that. So your any characters give you a sweet defensive package, and these are, like I said, I consider them team defense because anyone can play them. I would recommend that you have Merlin, Freya, Disorient Opponent, and one of these two in your deck if you don't have a ton of team defense. If you do have a ton of team defense, then you can, not worry about your Cataclysms and play something else there. So, all right, coolio. Let's look at some what I kind of consider proactive team defense, and this is kind of a weird one. I've kind of lumped negates in with this as well. Cthulhu has a card called Distracting Intervention, and this is when you hear someone mention, oh, it's an EB. Well, back in the old OverPower days, these type of cards all had a code that said EB. And essentially, you can play this in front of Cthulhu or a teammate. And this thing actually acts as like a damage reduction. In order for that character to be attacked, this has to get attacked first. Now, you play this on your turn. It's not a defensive special, but it does, in lots of ways, do the same thing that like Fairy Protection might do, which is saying people have to really think about if they want to try to attack the character with the most hits. So I kind of consider that a team defensive card. Also, Tarzan. Tarzan, this is a very strange team defense card. Okay? This is Lord of the Jungle. Only Tarzan and target character may attack, be attacked, defend, or play cards for the remainder of battle. So if you play this card, no other characters can get attacked. Only Tarzan can. So that to me is a proactive team defense, right? You're making sure that all the attacks come here at Tarzan, and no one else can get touched. So if you know that one of your other characters is about to be KO'd, you can play this, and it's very powerful otherwise as well. So I kind of think of those two as proactive team defenses, because they draw attacks away from your characters. Also the negates. So like I said, I've done a special about, or did a video already about negates. You can find it on my channel. I'll probably link it here at the end of the video, but we've got the Eternal Journey from the Mummy. We've got Morgan Le Fay, Apprentice of Merlin. And specifically, I'm talking here about negates that can be played defensively, right? Because if you play it defensively, that doesn't count as your turn, and you completely negate your opponent's turn. So there are... Oh, I missed Merlin's negate, too. It's because it's in a deck. But Merlin has a negate as well. Mina and Mummies are a bit harder to get off. Like, you have to do special things around them. Offensive negates, I wouldn't really put in here, right? Because they don't fizzle an attack. You still have to allow attack to hit to kind of remove it from your permanent record. But a lot of people know Merlin has a negate. People forget that some other people have negates as well. Of course, Morgan, Sherlock, and Van Helsing, they're all one per dex. So you can only get one of them. Mina and the Mummy, you can have multiples, which is kind of cool. That brings me to my next little section. These are conditional teammate avoids or team defenses. So Anubis has Shepherd of the Damned. Anubis or teammate may avoid one attack, may only be used to avoid a hit that would KO Anubis or teammate. Well, guess what? Your opponent is trying to KO Anubis or your teammates. So inevitably, this will come into play at some point. You might have to waste it on a level 1 or 2 power card to save a character, or an ally card to save a character, but that's okay. Avoiding an attack to save a character's life is pretty darn awesome. It gives you one extra round or hand to potentially save a character. And if they have a bunch of venture placed to them, it allows you to play that stuff before your opponent kills them. So really important there. Joan of Arc, this is the one that a lot of people have been talking about, and I know they were at the Ohio tournament talking a lot about how all parts of the card, you read a card top to bottom and all parts have to happen. So you can't just get the second benefit from this Joan of Arc card without also having the first part go off. So it says, Joan of Arc or teammate may avoid one attack with a combat icon. Very situational, right? Notice it's not a combat attack. It's an attack with a combat icon. So a multi-power card, a half multi card, those all count. Teamworks, those all count if they have the combat icon on them. And then you get the added benefit of no intelligence attacks may be made against Joan of Arc's team for the remainder of battle. So you kind of get like this pseudo light lockout if you're able to avoid a combat attack. So pretty cool one per deck. It's only until the end of the battle. But you can sometimes shut people down pretty hard with it, especially in the mirror match. If you're playing Joan versus Joan, like you can completely shut your opponent down. Mummy has teammate may avoid one attack with a power card, draw one card, discard if duplicate. So this has been an especially annoying avoid one attack for me personally, just playing against it. Because guess what? I want to throw power card attacks. So the way this works, if I see the Mummy on the field, every single power card attack goes at the Mummy because I don't want my opponent to be able to draw cards, right? And all my special card attacks can go to other characters. But don't forget, Mummy does need an energy card on him in order to be KO'd. So it is a frustratingly challenging card to get around. Professor Moriarty. This is a great card, and it is defensive. And you need to know that you can play this at the same time as your defense. So Professor Moriarty may use intelligence power cards to avoid any attack made by made against Professor Moriarty or teammate for the remainder of battle. So let's say you have a 2 intelligence placed on Professor Moriarty and your opponent sends a level 8 attack at you. You can play this and that level 2 intelligence card at the same time. Okay, so that's really, really important. I think this is something that a lot of people are forgetting, that enhancements and whatnot can be played at the same time as an attack or defense. So you could literally do this and the 2 intelligence at the same time. Now that's 2 cards to avoid an attack, but you catch up in the back end the more times you can use this in a turn. Robin Hood has this. It's very similar to the Mummy. Teammate may avoid one attack with a combat icon. Robin Hood may draw 1 card. You don't want Robin Hood drawing more cards, right? Robin Hood already makes a bazillion attacks. He makes you discard cards all the time. So if you are playing against Robin Hood, all your combat attacks should be focused on Robin Hood. Don't send them anywhere else because you're going to give your opponent an upper hand there. So just remember that. This is a cool one. This is Jungle Tactics. Avoid one attack. This is from Tarzan. Avoid one attack from a teamwork card made against Tarzan or teammate. No follow-up attacks may be made. So you can block the first attack and then avoid the second attack if you want. If you know that a big powerful one is coming through. Like if they start off with a 4 and you're able to block it, but you know like a 7 or 8 is coming after, this can avoid that. It's a little bit different than some of the other avoid teamwork attacks that we've seen in the past. So this does allow you to avoid any step of that teamwork, which is awesome. But again, your opponent has to play the teamwork. Last real conditional one is Victory Harbin's Abner Perry's lab assistant. So this is awesome. And it's very conditional, though. So teammate may avoid one attack with an intelligence icon. Again, intelligence icon. It doesn't say intelligence attack, right? So any of your multi-power attacks that are coming at you or half multis, this thing can avoid. However, if you do that, you may search your power pack for an intelligence power card level 1 through 4, excluding multi-powers, and place it in hand. So this card replaces itself when you use it. So that's pretty spectacular, right? To not go down a card when you would avoid an attack. It actually puts you up cards against your opponent. So those are all kind of your conditional teammate defenses. Next, we're going to look at teammate defenses that are also special card attacks. Okay, which I find a very cool design space that they've gotten into with this set. So, Carson of Venus. This card is awesome. First of all, Carson is a 7 energy, 7 intelligence, right? So to see a 7 brute force on this card, you know it's an offsuit. So that's kind of cool. So this says acts as a level 7 brute force attack. So you can throw this as a 7 brute force, which is offsuit. Awesome, great to have. Or a level 5 intelligence defense. If used to defend, opponent's turn immediately ends. I guess this is only a defense on Carson, so I wouldn't consider that a teammate avoid, but I do want to put it out there that it is a card that allows you to block, which is pretty awesome. Mina also has something similar, so not quite a team defense, but still cool to mention. Because then you get to Hercules, who also has this 7 brute force, which says brute force attack or defense may be used to defend Hercules or teammate. That's really, really cool, right? So you're either hitting someone hard for 7. Now, it's not an offsuit for Hercules. That's his big stat. But it does allow you to block an additional 7 power attack, which is pretty big in this game. Oh, Zorro. I love this card so much. Acts a level 5 brute force or intelligence multi-power card. Multi-power power card. That's really important. This is a multi-power power card. And I'll tell you why that's important in just a minute. May be used to attack and defend Zorro or teammate. May be combined with universe cards, right? That last line doesn't even need to be there. It's a power card. So if you're playing Zorro with Spartan Training Grounds, oftentimes you're throwing this or using it as a 9 half multi, because you can use your training card to on Spartan Training Grounds to give this +4, which is spectacular on a half multi. Very, very scary card. Three Musketeers have this 5 any power. However, there's a catch. It is a any power attack or defense. I guess this is another one of those that only works for them, but it's good to pay attention to. May be used to attack or defend the 3 Musketeers or teammate. Bonus not add adventure tools. So +1 for each mission card in the 3 Musketeers defeated mission pile. So if, let's say, first hand you placed out and ran, now this is a 6 defense, right? And so on. So pretty cool to see that that number go up as things are getting a little bit worse for you. But great to just defend with. This is a cool one that I recently found, and I haven't seen a lot of Tars Tarkas in play, but I feel like I'm just waiting to see him get busted because he's got some really cool specials. Acts level 6 any power card may be used to attack or defend. If John Carter started this game on Tars Tarkas' team, it may also be used to defend any teammate. So if you put Tars Tarkas and John Carter on a single team, you have these 6 any powers that you can block with, and it's not a 1 per deck, so that's pretty solid. Or if you attack, it's still a 6, right? 6s are not awful in the game of OverPower, okay? So I'm still looking to see a Tars Tarkas and John Carter team at some of these regionals that have been popping up. Cool. All right, last but certainly not least, let's talk about true teammate avoids, okay? These are, I think, the bread and butter of the game. Many of them can be used on the character themselves in addition to the teammates. So like this says, Deja Thoris or teammate may avoid 1 attack. Amazing. Right there, that's awesome. However, opponent's turn immediately ends. So if your opponent is like trying to play an ally or is trying to play one of the aspects from their location, or if they're playing a teamwork, if you avoid that first attack, they cannot make follow-ups, period. This is a 1 per deck, and that's why. Because you are completely turning off their turn so that now you get an opportunity to try to send some attacks at them, and they have to use their defenses instead of using theirs as attacks. So super good Deja card. Captain Nemo. This is a cool card that I think that people don't quite realize how powerful it is. Captain Nemo or target teammate may only be attacked with intelligence attacks for the remainder of battle. Remember, in order to be considered a defense, you have to have a card that avoids an attack, matches the attack with a defense, or makes the target of the attack ineligible. This is a defensively played card. You can make the target of an attack unplayable. So let's say someone throws Sun Wukong's 11 brute force at one of your characters, Count of Monte Cristo. Captain Nemo can play this card and say, no, you have to use intelligence cards to attack Count of Monte Cristo, and that 11 brute force is discarded. It is considered defended. So that's really, really, really important with this card. It's only until the end of battle, but you can essentially create almost like a one-character lockout with this, so long as you're not playing against like an intelligence deck. Korak has avoid when attack of 6 or less. No big deal, right? Just a normal personal attack defense. But if Jane Porter or Tarzan started on Korak's team, this may be used to defend any teammate. So I played Korak with Tarzan in reserve, and this was a very powerful card. Avoiding a 6 or less, you can get those any power teamworks, which is great. Leonidas, of course, has Leonidas or teammate may avoid one attack. This is any attack. It doesn't say numerical. It doesn't say power card, special card. So guess what? If you're afraid that Grim Reaper is coming your way, this card avoids it. Okay, like that's it. It just avoids it. A couple of these other cards do as well. If it doesn't say power card or a 9 or less or anything like that, that means any attack, right? And Grim Reaper is an attack. Sun Wukong has a pure avoid here as well. Sun Wukong or teammate may avoid one attack. And this is even cooler. If Sun Wukong's team has more missions in the defeated missions pile than opponent, draw a card, right? So not only am I avoiding an attack, but if I'm also not doing so hot in the game and I have more in my discard pile than my opponent, or my defeated pile than my opponent, I get to go up a card, which is awesome. John Carter Mars, Dotar. This is teammate may avoid one attack. Notice this just says teammate. It doesn't say John Carter. So if you're looking to use this card on your team, everyone knows that John Carter has these teammate avoids. So what are they going to do? They're going to send everything they can at John Carter to try to get these teammate avoids out of there. So just be ready for that. Using your any characters or having another character that can help John Carter avoid. Things like that will be really important. Like King Arthur. This is a neat one for King Arthur. May avoid an attack of 4 or less, so that's the first attack in a teamwork. If Lancelot or Merlin started on King Arthur's team, this card may avoid an attack of 6 or less instead, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, so I still want to see a full King Arthur, Merlin, and Morgan in reserve, a deck like that at some point. We'll see if anyone can break through with it. But King Arthur also has a teammate may avoid one attack as well. So again, just remember, every attack is going to come at King Arthur, knowing that he has all of these teammate avoids, right? Because he might be protecting the others, but can he protect himself long enough? So, yeah, so team avoids, very, very important in the game. I do think that there are multiple options for you out there. And just look at the other synergies that these cards have with other characters, or like in the case of like Zorro, right? Or even Three Musketeers for that matter. Like these with Spartan Training Grounds are bonkers, right? Because now you can block, Joan of Arc's 9 half multi or King Arthur's 9 half multi just by using a training card. So that's all I got for you. Again, I'm going to put the link to my Negator video at the end. You can go ahead and click on it. It should be popping up here in just a second. And if you like what you see, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Give me that thumbs up on this video. And, of course, if you know people that are starting to learn, get back into the game or starting to learn the game for the first time, please, please, please send them links to my videos. I had, I think, 4 or 5 people at the Ohio tournaments last week come up to me and thank me for doing these type of videos, saying that it's helped them understand the cards and how the game is played just a little bit better. So that's all I got for you. Take care.